AITA for calling the police when the parents I babysit for were late?
I, 16F, sometimes babysit on weekends. My mom's co-worker needed a babysitter, and she gave him my number. I agreed to babysit 3 kids from 2 p.m. till 8:30 p.m. because the parents had some party to get to. It went okay, but the parents didn't get back at 8:30. At 9 I tried calling him, but he didn't pick up. I texted a few times. At 9:30 I tried calling again. And again at 10. And 10:30. I tried calling my parents, but my dad was at a work dinner and my mom didn't pick up. I tried calling the parents of the kids again, but they still weren't picking up or responding. At 11:30ish I called the police, because I didn't know what else to do. And I was worried something might have happened to the parents too.
They came, and around the same time the parents came back. The dad screamed at me, and he's still very upset. Edit, I called the police because I was worried about the parents not picking up, being late, and because I really had to get home. Not to involve CPS or anything like that. Edit 2, since some people asked. I didn't call the emergency number, I'm not in the US, police isn't violent here, and I was paid up front, so not for the extra 3 hours. This was a response to a few comments. I don't think all US cops are violent. NTA. At 9 I tried calling him, but he didn't pick up. I texted a few times. At 9:30 I tried calling again. And again at 10. And 10:30. At 11:30ish I called the police, because I didn't know what else to do. You did the absolute right thing. You tried contacting the father quite a few times, and he didn't respond. They came back 3 hours after you were told they'd be returning. The father was in the wrong, and he knew it. That's why he screamed at you. A responsible adult parent would have picked up your calls.
I'm sure I don't have to say this, but don't ever babysit for these idiots again.
I'm sorry, the parents came home 3 hours later than they said they would. They gave you no heads up and they wouldn't answer their phone. What were you supposed to think? All this drama could have been avoided if they had 1. Been upfront with you on how late they really planned on staying out, or 2. Let you know by text or phone call they were going to be later than they expected, so you wouldn't worry, or 3. If they had just answered their damn phone any one of the numerous times you called them.
But, no, the parents drift home on their own sweet timetable and are surprised and shocked to find flashing lights and officers at their house. Well, I hope they were embarrassed. And then dad took it out on you by screaming at you. Oh, and he is still very upset. Well, you are upset, too. I bet he didn't apologize for worrying you. Did he? Or give you a bonus for making you stay later and worrying you? Lol. That's classy behavior right there. Yep. So you called 911. I hope you never babysit for them again.
And you should let all your babysitter friends know what these people are like. Just tell your friends the whole story, like you told Reddit. NTA.
NTA. Op. They were not delayed, you were straight up lied to. Nobody gets home from a party at 8:30. That's usually when things start picking up. It's like they lied to you for a variety of reasons. That you not sit if you knew it would be till late. Because of your own bedtime. They lied about the number of hours. Maybe because they wanted to rip you off of the cost for the extra hours. Who knows? Either way, never sit for these people again. They are clearly dishonest. Heaven forbid anything happened to the kid after you left. They'd blame you for it.
NTA 3 hours late with no communication is cause for concern. What's up with no one picking up their phone? Especially the parents, but even your parents. I get work dinners and all, but it's not that big of a deal to pick up a call from your kid.
NTA, it's 2013, they should know how to answer a cell phone.
NTA. Do not overthink this. The father screamed at you while she should have screamed at himself and his wife. You did the best you could. Putting a minor like yourself in that situation is pretty irresponsible. NTA. You absolutely did the right thing. WTAF is wrong with these people? Your sitter is calling and you don't answer? You could simply text or call and say so sorry we're running late, is that okay? What did they expect you to do? Because their behavior is ridiculous. NTA. The dad is a selfish fool. Parents don't make themselves incommunicado. NTA. You did the responsible, safe, logical thing. They can blame themselves for not calling you to tell you they were going to be late and for not being reachable when you tried to call them. You can bet your ass that if their kid was supposed to be home at 8:30 and was completely unreachable, that they would be calling the police. BC, they would be concerned. NTA. You were left in charge of 3 young children and unable to contact their parents for over 3 hours past the point they were supposed to be back. They didn't call you and they didn't answer your calls. They could be in a ditch for all you knew. It was a responsible, logical thing to do with the welfare of 3 kids in the mix. Well done. More should follow your example. Also, the parents you babysat for are world-class assholes and should have left you more than one contact number. NTA. The parents are the ones who are being extremely irresponsible here. I think that they probably felt that because you are a child and that they are adults, they did not have any need to let you know of a change in plans. This ignored the fact that you were taking responsibility for their children during that time and had no idea what was happening. All they had to do was simply call or text you with updates. After a couple of hours beyond the time that they told you that they would be home, and not being able to reach them, it's reasonable to start thinking that something bad happened, like they may have gotten into a car accident or something on the way home. Talk to your parents because they need to yell at their coworker. You did the right thing and those parents were irresponsible. I hope you got paid and paid extra. Again, you did the right thing here. Don't ever babysit for them again. NTA. They were taking advantage of you and putting you into an unreasonable situation. You're not the parent, and you only signed on for a set number of hours. You cannot be expected to watch their kids indefinitely. And if they don't notify you that they're going to be late, or even respond when you try to contact them, it's perfectly reasonable for you to worry that something has happened. 3 hours late with no contact is negligence at best. What if something had happened to the kids and you had to go to the emergency room? It was irresponsible of them to not monitor their phone while someone else is watching their kids. You were in the right and they are the problem. My wife runs a daycare and has threatened parents with this before because she closes at 6 yet. Certain parents try and leave their kids till 7, 8, 8:30 etc. and once you let it slide 2 or 3 times they make that the norm. NTA. What if they had had an accident and were on the verge of dying trapped in their car and your calling the police saved them and didn't make their kids orphans? As a parent, I commend you for all your efforts to reach out to your own parents and the patience you had. If they had mentioned in the slightest that they might be later, you would not have been concerned. If they had answered their phones seriously. What if one of the kids was sick or injured? In 2023, these parents should know how to answer their phone and check up on their kids. The dad is big off for berating you. NTA. This was 3 hours past the time you were supposed to leave, with no contact from them and they were ignoring your calls. Of course you had to call the police. This had gone into child neglect by now, unless there was an emergency, in which case even more reason to involve the police. I hope you told your mother about this. because she needs to talk to her coworker. He abused your trust, left you in a horrible position, never apologized and yelled at you. He owes you an apology. NTA. Did you tell your parents the dad screamed at you? I would be enraged as a parent if I knew my child was trying to do the right thing and got screamed at. Tell your parents so they can handle it. And demand for your money from 211 to 30 p.m.
NTA, and do not babysit for them again if you can avoid.
NTA. I remember babysitting for my sister's friends on Nye many years ago. I expected them to be late, but I woke up on their sofa at 6 a.m. and they weren't home. The 3 very young kids were waking up and I was panicked. This was before cell phones. No phone calls from them. I called my house and my sister came over about the same time that they walked in at 7:30 a.m. I wish that I would have thought to call the police. NTA. Sad that a 16-year-old has to act more responsibility than adults. Does this loser not understand that this is unacceptable? They could have been in a car accident or anything. Let him be upset, and never return there.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.